Hi guys, Rose here with the Cackling Moon. This is going to be a client's Howl at the Moon reading. So I am just getting my notes ready. This reading is going to talk about my client's future or possibility. We're basically going to help my client decide, what is the next best course of action or no action or no action. I'm going to be reading with, because it's the Howl at the Moon, I feel really drawn to using my Bohemian Gothic Tarot. So I'm going to use that one. This is the 3rd edition for those of you who are into tarot and you are curious. I'm also going to pull from the Madame Endoras fortune cards. I think this deck is beautiful and just gives some really good sassy advice. I feel like it matches your personality. I'm not saying you're a sassy, person. And I don't mean it I don't mean it as being rude. I'm just saying that, girl, you probably have a nice little sass to your step, and you have a what's the word I'm using, you're just very bold. You're a very Queen of Swords energy. So that's the feeling that I get. Basically, you're not gonna let people walk all over you. You're not gonna let someone, talk down to you, be rude. You're very firm, you're very sure of yourself, and you're very you know your worth, okay? That's what I mean. I don't mean it I'm not blah, 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 blah. Okay, enough babbling. Let's pull cards. So this is going to be 7 card spread. And without giving details, for the sake of confidentiality, my client is basically asking, if they should pursue their dream career that they have been studying for now, or if they should be waiting and holding off because of maybe not feeling like they're 100% ready to put themselves out there in the market. So that's basically what we're going to be looking at. And I want to just see the energy of everything and how I feel. I already have a feeling of what I want to tell you based on what my intuition is saying and is making me feel like, but before I do that, I'm just gonna see what cards come up as well. So I just like to get the deck shuffled, and this way I don't have to do it later while I'm doing the reading. So I'm gonna just be looking at your future. Should you make the step, or should you wait? Okay. This deck, this card wants to come out. This deck shuffles. Oh, so amazing. I love it. Okay. Spirit saying stop, so we'll stop. All right, we're going to worry about the oracle after. So first off, we're going to start with the full moon. This is the energy of your question. This is the card that wanted to pop out. It didn't want to go back in the deck when I was shuffling. And so the full moon, the energy of the question you're asking. So this is the energy surrounding your question of, should I jump into the market now or should I wait because I'm not sure about myself? And we have the 3 of Pentacles. Okay, so 3 of Pentacles is a card of building, rebuilding, reconstructing. Pretty much you're adding the details to what is already created, okay? That's exactly what I'm feeling. I feel like Spirit is kind of saying you are ready. You just need to add some detail. You are in the phase right now where you are adding the special touches, you're finding the accessories to your outfit. You already have your outfit planned. You already have it ready to go. You're just looking for the accessories to go with it. So I feel like Spirit is kind of saying the energy of your situation is, it's good. What you have structured right now is good. It's a pentacle suit, which is earth energy. It's showing groundedness. But the Three of Pentacles is, it's like it's not 100% ready. It's not 100% like you are not yet ready to step out just yet. You still need to add the shoes. You still need to add the necklace, the jewelry that you're going to wear with your outfit, that kind of thing. So is there a need for more study for this kind of, job market that you're getting into? No, I don't feel so. I feel my intuition is telling me that you are actually ready to step out right now as is, but there are little things that you may want to tweak about yourself, about your, maybe it's like fixing some stuff in the resume, or making sure you have like the perfect interview outfit. You know what I mean? Like, it's little things. There's the small little details that are already, they're just enhancing what is already built, what is already there. So as far as your studies go, as far as like the schooling that you've put through and on all of that, you're good and you're ready for that. But you're just making little minor adjustments, little minor enhancements so that you stick out when you do go to interviews, or when you do go to little seminar things, or whatever it is that you do. You want to stand out. You want people to recognize you and remember you. So that's like another little tidbit is from my experience in going into job interviews, you don't want to blend in with everybody else. You want to stand out. You also want to be presentable and professional in your attire, but you also want to wear something that maybe they will remember you from the rest of the group who are wearing, pantsuits, black pantsuits. You know what I mean? Like, you want to stand out. So I feel like for you, you already have it all. Okay, your structure, your creation, all of those years of study and time, it's there, but you're just enhancing the details. And that could be, like I said, fixing up the resume, or fixing up that kick-ass outfit that you're going to wear for your interviews, making sure you have those final touches to possible questions you'll be asked in interviews, or whatever. They're really small details, okay? Next we have werewolf. Werewolf is the change or action that needs to take place concerning the question. Okay. So the change or action that needs to take place, we have the hangman. I love it. Change or action. Hangman is like kind of saying you don't need to change. Okay. You don't need to take change. Because a hangman is very stagnant. He's just there, right? He's just hanging there. So what needs to take place, I feel, because hangman energy is usually about observing from a new set of eyes. You are seeing yourself. And then the reason why I was talking about interview clothes and like preparing yourself, changing, because it looks like Frankenstein is getting dressed. So that's why I think that's what drew me to that. But the hangman energy, I feel, is saying there is no major changes that you have to make. I think what you need to do is refocus yourself. Like, you're changing your perspective, if anything. So instead of looking at yourself from the perspective of what do I need to change, it's more so of what are other people looking at me as. Like, if you were an interviewer of yourself for a job, what would you think needs to change about you? That's actually a really good, write that down. That's actually a really good way to kind of perceive what other people are going to think of you when they see you step into that room for the interview, I also think it's trusting other people's opinions, because you did mention in the email that you have friends who are actually urging you. They're already in the line of work that you want to do. So they're actually urging you to just dive in. So I feel like that's also listening to outside perspectives. They have different points of view because they're looking at the situation from more experience. So trusting what they say, I think that's also a lot. I also feel like it's going with the flow. I used to always read hangman energy as going with the flow of situations. So this could say, rather than trying to have so much control over things, simply put the application in, see what happens, have that attitude. Like, if it's meant to be, it's going to be. I'm going to get an interview. Everything is going to be good. I'm just going to go with the flow rather than worrying about all of the little details. Okay. Next we have Howl, the potential outcome of the situation. we have the Ace of Swords. I love it. So a sword suits is communication, and it's ideas, inspirations, thoughts, but it's also communication. And so when I see an Ace of Swords, aces are new beginnings. It's the first card. It's like number 1. It is an invitation for an interview. It is a conversation that's going to start. Someone will say something. You may see a job application that is just going to stick out from everything else. It's going to inspire you. So I feel like Ace of Swords is actually kind of saying the potential outcome is if you do put your best foot forward, you go with the flow, you let go of all of the worries of what could happen, you're going to snag an interview real fast. Okay. I love that. I think that that's beautiful. I think that that's very reassuring for you. I think that that's going to help you feel much more confident about your decisions, because right now I think you may feel like maybe you feel like you're not worthy yet of obtaining this position. Those kind of thoughts happen to those of you who are like, you dedicate so many years and time and energy studying something, but you feel like, oh, I'm not good enough, I'm not ready yet. But technically you are, you just have to believe in yourself. So I totally feel like the Ace of Swords is saying the potential outcome of you stepping into this market of work is you will snag an interview real fast. So that's very promising. And we have midnight, the length of time for this to transpire. So how long will this take? We have a Page of Cups. So I feel like that's saying it's not going to take long at all. Pages are students, they're young people, they're young energy. But if I'm looking at it in a course of time, to me it shows, I don't know how to explain it, but it's like you have the Page, the Knight, the Queen, the King. So in the course of time, the Page is the first one to come up. So to me, that makes me feel like it's quick. I also feel like make sure when you are applying for these specific jobs that you are really applying for the positions that you truly want, that come from the heart, because the Page of Cups is also like of the heart. Don't settle. You're starting off, you worked your ass off for this, right? Don't settle for something simply because it's available at this moment. If it's not what you truly want, don't apply for it. I feel like there is a thing of doing stepping stones in work, and I feel like as a page, it's showing, yes, you will have some stepping stones in your position. Obviously you're going to work your way up to a new position later on in the future. But I also feel like telling you, don't settle for what you are less of. You know what I mean? Like, you are worthy of something more, and you need to believe that in yourself. Don't settle for something less simply because you feel like you're just a beginner at it. If you feel like you have the experience, or you know what to do, you know how to do it, go for it. Give it a shot. So that's just like a channeled interpretation right there, because I feel like that's something heavy that was popping up right now. And I think that goes along with believing in yourself. Just because you are fresh out of school or whatever, however you want to experience that, doesn't mean that you have to settle for a position that maybe you're not completely 100% wanting to do, Strive for the big ones. Just make sure you can see everything. Okay. And then the 3 oracle cards. These are meant to be as advice cards. So we have the Serpent. A sly and subtle approach is needed. I love it. So a sly and subtle approach is kind of saying, when we are starting to job hunt, we're hungry, right? We're hungry for it. And I feel like this goes with the Page of Cups energy, like I was saying. Just because it's available doesn't mean you have to have it, It may not be the position of your dreams, but you may feel like, well, maybe that's all I'm good for right now, so let me just apply for it. No, apply for the one that you really want, apply for the schedule you want, and apply for the kind of pay you feel you deserve. You worked your ass off for this, right? You deserve it. So I feel like the sly and subtle approach is kind of telling you to slow down when you are actually applying for positions. Don't just go hungry doing everything to see maybe I'll get 1 out of the 10. Like, really be choosy and pick the one that you truly want. you know, and go for it, but don't go hungry over it. Number 3, we have the Sphinx. Number 2, we have the Sphinx. Choose your words carefully. I love that. So I feel like Spirit is kind of saying, especially when you're in the interview process, being very thoughtful. Think about your answers before you're even asked the question. So, you know, if you have a little notebook or something, you could write down potential questions you think you'll be asked in the interview, and make sure you already have your answers formulated so that if you are asked those questions, you're not nervous and, you know, you feel more prepared. So I feel like that's what the Sphinx is telling you. Choose your words wisely. And then lastly, we have the Talisman. You are destined to succeed. That is so fucking amazing. You are destined to succeed. You're going to be fine, my love. You are going to be on fire. I feel like I said, an interview will come up quick for you. It's gonna be, you know, really good as long as you put the energy into it, that you know what you deserve, that you are going to qualify for this and whatnot. You got to believe it, and that comes with the Hangman energy of going with the flow, but also changing your perspective. See this situation from other eyes, okay? And with that, my love, this concludes your Howl at the Moon reading. Thank you so much for allowing me to read for you. I hope this helped. Anyone who's watching, the spooky Halloween readings are still available. There's only a limited amount of certain of the ones, so once they are sold out, they are sold out, because I'm only doing them for the month of October, so after that it's done. My regular stuff will be coming back in November. So snag one while you can, and you could check them out by clicking the link in the description box. And I will talk to you guys soon. Bye, my loves.